Hello, wonderful human beings. I am feeling a little bit sick today. I've kind of lost my voice, but I didn't want to just sit around doing absolutely nothing today. So I thought I would record a video. And I thought, as a fun, nice, chill, video for myself to record, we will go through some of the comments and I can kind of answer some of your questions. I always enjoy doing this. It's kind of like a free coaching call for some of you. And I really like coaching and I really like helping people with questions, problems, all of that. So let's get straight into it. So this was on a video where I talked about, I said, pause the video, go outside and do something. I talk about all the time that taking action is more important or will get you to your goals quicker and happiness quicker than watching my content. If it was a choice, and it's not binary like this, but if I had to choose between you reading books and watching my content and all of that versus taking action, I would pick action every single time. I would tell you to never watch a single video on my channel ever again, never sign up for my coaching, never do any of that if you went out and instead took some action. So action is always king. So you'll hear me sometimes saying, pause the video, go outside and take some sort of action. So Andreas here said he paused the video, logged his calories, as in how much he's eaten that day, and worked on his theory. So he's studying for a job. He said, I figured that I would start January 4th, but why wait? I'm glad I saw this video today. Yeah, I know. How many people say I'm going to wait till like January something and then I'm going to take action? Or I'll wait until summer starts and then I'll take action. I'll wait until I finish this job. I'll wait until I do this. I'll wait until the weekend. I'll wait until the evening. I'll wait. And if you sit there spending your entire life trying to wait or waiting until circumstances are perfect, you'll never get anything done because a lot of the time life just isn't, or the circumstances and the time is not perfect. Most of what I have achieved is by taking action even when the sun wasn't shining, even when circumstances weren't perfect. And when things aren't going well, you don't have to do amazing, big, giant leaps forward. But if you can just take one tiny little baby step, like this guy did, logging your calories and working on your theory or whatever you're studying, if you can just do 5 minutes towards your goals when life isn't perfect, that means that when life is perfect or when the circumstances are a little better, you'll take even more action. You're basically training yourself. I don't wait until the external world or until other outside forces are perfect. I take action no matter what the outside world is doing because the rest of the world is in other people, events, life, the seasons, the time of year, all of that. It's going to do its own thing. And some of that will be helpful to you, some of it will be counter to your goals. But if you can kind of ignore all of that as best you can and just show up every day and do a tiny little baby step towards your goals, that's when beautiful stuff happens. So, yeah, I really love that. And if you want some context or if you want some extra motivation, while I was away, I spent a week with my friend over Christmas. Leading up to that, as you all know, I recorded all these videos. I did 16 videos or 16 days worth of content. I recorded over like a 3 or 4 day period. I recorded them all at once and have pushed them all out. But even when I was away with my friend, I spent most of that time listening to audiobooks, learning, growing. I answered a lot of YouTube comments. I obviously answered all of my coaching clients' questions and inquiries and all of that. I did a coaching call. I did 2 coaching calls actually, but I still kept that train in motion. I still did a tiny little bit every day. And I had a couple of days off. And during those days off, I would just sit there and listen to an audiobook, or I'd work on my own happiness or my own peace. So I'm always doing something. And obviously take as many breaks as you like. I've said this a million times. I take 1 day off every single week. But in general, I don't sit there and wait till it's January. And you'll find that most successful people or most happy people do not wait until some arbitrary date like January, whatever, until they take action. No, if your goals are meaningful to you, if there's something that gets you excited, don't you want to work on it every single day? Why would you procrastinate the things that you're saying are going to make you happy? A lot of the time we procrastinate because we're scared. We think, man, this is going to take a lot of work. I'm going to have to put a lot of effort in. No, break it down into something more small and more manageable. That's why I say just take a baby step. So find the tiniest little baby step that you could possibly take and then just do that. And if that baby step still scares you, like you find yourself procrastinating that baby step or saying, nah, I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, what is something that I could do today? If even this baby step is scaring me, what if I just did 1/10 of the baby step or 1% of the baby step? Could I do that? And so if you're saying something like, oh, I'll start counting my calories tomorrow. Okay, what if I just install the app that I'm going to count my calories on today? Or if you've already installed it, what if I just click on the app and look at it? I literally just look at the app for 10 seconds. I don't type anything in. I just look at the app for 10 seconds. Cool. I did something more than nothing. And if you're able to just consistently bank up those tiny little wins, those tiny little victories, those tiny little baby steps, even if they seem so insignificant and pathetic, if you can just bank them up over enough days or weeks or months or years, that's when magical, good, beautiful, cool stuff happens. That's how you reach those big goals. You know, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Ned Flanders 472 says, brilliant point again. I don't remember what point I made. I say this all the time. When I record content, I record it weeks or months in advance, so I don't necessarily know what any of you are referring to, but I'm glad it helped. Illustrating how subjective the stories are that we tell ourselves. Yeah, we're always telling ourselves all sorts of stories and limiting beliefs, aren't we? You know, like I even at the start of this podcast, technically I just told a story. I said I'm sick, and so therefore I'm not feeling super energetic. That's just a story. And it's not good or bad that we tell stories. It's just how we humans live. We just go through life constantly telling stories. This person is good, this is bad. The right is good, the left is bad, or the left is bad, whatever. You know, we tell stories about everything. This person shouldn't have cut me off in traffic. I shouldn't be sick right now. I'm a good person. I'm a bad person. I'm tall. I'm strong. I'm weak. I'm short. Like, we're just constantly telling stories. It's what humans do. And as I've said a million times, I mean, this is in my Play to Win video course. I talk about you're in control of the stories that you tell yourself. So you can tell the story that you're a great person, or you can tell the story that you're a piece of shit. You can tell whatever story you want, and you'll find evidence for both of those stories. So at the end of the day, you can tell the stories that serve you best and help you move towards your goals. Ned goes on to say, or you go on to say, I hope that I can afford your coaching one day. You can if you want to. You'll make it happen if you want to. But you go on to then say your free content, blah, blah, blah. Already had such a positive influence on my life. Yeah, I make this point quite a lot, right? Like, my coaching definitely helps. Like, otherwise I wouldn't be charging what I charge for it. There wouldn't be all the testimonials. I wouldn't have people coming on the YouTube channel and sitting down with me for like 2-hour interviews where they say, Andy, I'm so grateful that you coached me and blah, blah, blah. Like, obviously the coaching has a massive positive impact on people, but you can change your life from all the free content that I have. You can definitely change your life from all the free content other people put out. Like, we live in this amazing age of information, hey, where you can just like go to a public library and have any book that you want for free, or you can go on YouTube and find any any question that you might have. You can find an answer to it on YouTube. There are people who will, for free, like me, like a million other content creators, for free, give you all the information that you possibly need to live whatever life you want to live, no matter who you are or what your goals are. So we definitely live in a cool age, hey, where you can just like take all of my free content, all of my YouTube, stuff on my blog and Spotify. I have a Spotify podcast as well. If you're not familiar, it has like more content on top of what's on the YouTube channel. You can take any of that, and I haven't covered everything that I could ever cover, obviously, because I'm just one person and there's like a billion ideas I have and all of that. So I'll never be able to tell you like literally everything I've ever done in my life, obviously, but I try and put as much as I possibly can out there. I'm just one man with a limit on how many pieces of content I can record each day, but I'm trying my best to just put it all out there for free. And there's so many other people on the internet who put all their shit out there for free as well. So, if you want coaching, great. But don't stress. If any of you ever watch my content and you have that fear of missing out of like, fuck, man, I can't afford his like coaching. Like, oh my God, you're fine. You don't need my coaching. If you want my coaching because you want me to speed up your life, hell yes. There's a link in the description below. You can even pay for the $200 calls that I have if you just want like a test of what the coaching is like. But you can definitely change your life without the coaching. Ned goes on to say, or you go on to say, the free stuff's had a positive influence on my life. I can't imagine how it would be in the coaching program. I try and do lots of content where I explain what the coaching program is like. It's basically like, if I can sum it up in any way, it's like you're paying me to really care about you. I care about all of you here on the YouTube channel, but you're a comment. Understand that like Ned and anyone else, this is just a comment. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you look like. I don't know how you sound. I care about you, but like I care about you to the extent that I can for a comment. But obviously, if you're in the coaching program, I get to see your face. I get to hear things from your point of view. You're paying my bills, so I'm obviously more grateful. So Yeah, it's like 100 times whatever I can give you on a YouTube channel. It's probably like 1,000 times whatever I can give you. Again, don't take that as a fear of missing out of like, oh fuck, I'm missing out. Like if you can pay for the coaching, pay for the coaching. If you can't, that's fine. Use the free the free content. But yeah, it's basically me caring about you 100 times more than I ever could on a comment, which is why I like it. It's probably the biggest reason why I have so much love and gratitude towards my coaching clients. I will tell them like fucking every week or two. I'm like, I'm so grateful for you guys and girls. So yeah. What else can we read out? Happy New Year. Thanks for everything you do. Thanks for you, Valentin Gartner 3793. Spider Jerusalem says, Happy New Year, Andy. Biggest win for me, going to Bangkok and having a crazy time with modeling work. That's cool. I'm curious now, as in you did modeling, like you got people to take photos of you? Because I've had Spider Jerusalem on my YouTube channel before. I did an interview with him. He's quite an attractive guy, but like, that's interesting if you did modeling. Because one of my coaching clients, Ed, who has come on my channel many times and is actually a coach in the coaching program right now, he's done some modeling as well with like attractive women, and they kind of model together for Instagram and for dating. So that's really cool. I'm genuinely curious. I'd love a follow-up comment if you happen to watch this video. Tell us what exactly you modeled, or if you mean you did photos of women who were modeling, but that's cool as hell. Dating, etc., and getting a new decent job at the start of December. That's cool. A lot of people have a limiting belief around December. Hey, I used to as well, where it's like, you can't get a new job because nobody's hiring. You can't move into a new apartment because everybody's like, it's Christmas period, so nobody works over the period. Lots of people have a limiting belief of like, oh, I couldn't meet a partner, like I couldn't date or have sex because, it's December, everybody's away. I couldn't make much. I used to have a limiting belief that I couldn't bring in coaching clients in December because, who wants to work on their dating or their business or their happiness over December? They're busy with family. And so these are lots of limiting beliefs that people have, but I've definitely blown a lot of them, or all of them, I should say, out of the water. Like probably the biggest one is dating. I used to believe really firmly that no one will date you over December. And I've just had so many coaching clients that prove that that's not true. Now, to be very clear, you might have to talk to 10 times as many women or men as normal because, yes, everyone's busy, or lots of people are busy over Christmas. But like even this year, I posted it on my blog. There's a full-on story that I wrote, a write-up of a girl that we just dated and slept with in December, like close to Christmas too. So there you go. There's us proving that wrong. And in December this year, in November and December this year, I think we had like 5 people sign up for coaching. So, people will sign up for coaching. You can get a job, you can move apartments, any of this stuff that people have limiting beliefs on. So really good job blowing that out of the water too. Best wishes for 2024. Spider Jerusalem. Amazing, my friend. Really good stuff. Expert Cheek Clapper, who has probably one of my favorite usernames, says, Happy New Year. 2023 was the year I found your channel. My world has changed. I wish I could show you before after pictures. You can always like put them in a Dropbox or something and then post, if you're happy with obviously other people seeing them. And maybe I can show them on a video if you want me to. Like, you're welcome to do that. Just put them in Google Drive or Dropbox and leave a comment. Hoping you, Imogen, and Cam have an amazing year ahead. You too, my brother. Ash7THST. I'm sure there's a way that I'm supposed to read that out. Hi, Andy. Happy New Year. I'm coming asking for advice. I'm 25, soon to be 26. I am a virgin, but I've never had friends growing up, and I've been socially isolated for pretty much my whole life. That is very common, my friend. I've seen that in a lot of men. I think it tends to be men who are a little bit more isolated and can sort of function or half function without any friends whatsoever. Women tend to be, generally speaking, a little more aware of the fact that they, require friends or some social contact. So yeah, I promise you what you're feeling is incredibly fucking normal. You have no idea how many of my coaching clients come to me and they're like, hey, I have like no fucking friends. And I'm like, okay, well, that's the first thing let's improve that. Let's get you some friends. So it's very normal, my friend. You go on to say, I feel so clueless on how I can start making friends. Yeah, well, obviously, if it's not something that you've done, you're probably not going to have any idea how to do it. And form some sort of social circle. I'm a nice and caring person once people get to know me, but I guess I'm not entertaining enough and boring. Maybe, like, I don't know you, so I can't say, but usually, so I want you to start thinking about something, and this applies to pretty much all of you. When you haven't done something, like you said, I've never had friends growing up, and I've been socially isolated for pretty much my whole life. I feel clueless on how I can start making friends, and I'm clueless on a social circle, right? So literally you're saying I don't have a fucking clue about anything to do with this. And then you go, now let me explain why that's happened. Let me explain why. You literally just said, with everything you said before this, I am not an expert, but now here I'm going to diagnose and tell you why I think it is. No, accept that you're not the expert, that you don't have any fucking clue, and don't try and come up with an answer. Like, don't say, oh, it's because I'm not entertaining enough. No, you don't fucking know. It must be because I'm boring. No, you don't fucking know. So don't try and have an opinion. What I'm trying to get you to do here is just accept with humility that you have no clue in your own words. And so let go of any preconceived notions or limiting beliefs that you might have, because you're probably right now telling yourself, I'm not entertaining enough. I'm boring. Fuck, there's another hurdle that I have to get over before I can even start start socializing. You know, I have to fix the fact that I'm boring. I have to become entertaining. You know, I have to become interesting. No, that's too much pressure, brother. All that you need to do, if you want to, is go and talk to a lot of people. That is how you make friends. It's not so much about like, I have to become super entertaining. I have to, learn to open up to people. I have to be more interesting. No, you don't fucking know what you have to do. And I will sit here and tell you, and I don't necessarily have all of the answers. I don't know you. If you're in a coaching client, I could probably give you a better answer. But 99% of the time, when I see someone who has no friends, they will do exactly what you did. They will say, it must be because I'm not funny. It must be because I'm boring. It must be because I'm awkward. It must be because I'm clumsy. Maybe I'm just weird. No, it's just because you haven't talked to enough people. Whoops, I accidentally clicked that. It's just because you haven't talked to enough people and you haven't actually put yourself out there. The same thing happens with dating, by the way. I've had so many male clients. Women do this too, but I've mostly worked with male clients up until this point. I've worked with 4 women now at this point, so mostly men. So many guys will do this where they'll say, I don't have a girlfriend, or I'm a virgin, like you said, you're a virgin. It must be because I'm not attractive enough. It must be because I'm short, because I'm Indian, because I'm this, because I'm that. And it's like, no, stop. Accept that you are not the expert, that you don't have a fucking clue because you're a virgin. So how the hell could you know what women would like? You obviously haven't talked to many. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a virgin. That's kind of the answer. If you just talked to pick some insane number. If you talked to and asked 1,000 women for their phone number, don't you think you would lose your virginity? 1,000 women. That's like such an insane number of women. Don't you think one of them would like you? And the same thing with friends. If you just talked to 1,000 people, even if you were completely fucking boring, even if you were not entertaining enough, don't you think 1 out of those 1,000 people would think that you're entertaining and interesting? And like I said, 99% of the time when I've worked with people who don't have friends or haven't had sex or anything like that, there's nothing wrong with you. You just haven't talked to enough people. You've been believing a story that you're not entertaining, you're not cool, you're not interesting, you're not this. 99% of the time, it's just you've only tried making friends with like 5 people. And maybe one of them was your friend, but you just didn't really keep communicating with them. You didn't hit them up and ask them to hang out. And so therefore they didn't hang out with you anymore. So all of this is me basically saying there's nothing wrong with you. And you say, how someone like me, see how you've put the circumstances of how someone like me, you've made it like you're a special person. You're not. You're not a special, like you're not some special case. Like how someone like me, you're going to say can turn things around. What is there to turn around, my friend? Just go talk to some people and make some friends. That's it. Like, it's not like you're some special snowflake who's broken and you have to turn things around and fix everything that's wrong with you and learn how to socialize. No, just go say hello to a couple of people and you'll make some friends. And you do the classic thing that lots of people do, right? Where you say, I'm a bit scared that things will never change and it's too late for me. It's like, my friend, I mean this with love. You're really not that special. Like this paragraph that you wrote, it's easy for me to see this, obviously, because I've been here for I've been doing this for like 5 years or so at this point. This paragraph that you wrote, it just reads to me like a copy paste. Like, what I mean by that is I have seen 100 other people write literally all of this, almost like they're the exact same person you are. And then they go through all their limiting beliefs, and they go out and actually talk to some people. They try, they put in some effort, they meet some people, they make friends. They go, holy shit, I'm allowed to make friends. Holy shit, I'm allowed to have some dates. Holy shit, I'm allowed to lose my virginity. And I say, yeah, there was nothing wrong with you. You're just feeling the same way that every other person who's in your situation feels. And when I say you're not special, I mean that to free you up, because if you think that you're special, if you say, how can someone like me, like I'm so fucked up, like someone like me, how can I turn things around? That's a lot of pressure, my friend. It's like, how do I fix myself? How do I get over all of this shit? No, there's nothing to fix. You're not broken. You're not like a special case who can't make friends. You just haven't talked to enough friends. And so, if you want an actual guide on this, you can go to my website, go to killyourinaloser.com, just search for friends. And I have a full-on guide of like how to make friends. And I've got a bunch of different things. Bumble is a great way to make friends. If you're not familiar, there's like a friendship section on Bumble. So not like the dating section, but there's like a friends section. I talk about like how to put it on that setting, what you can put in your profile. And then I just have like a copy paste template that you can just post to every single guy that you match with. And by the way, you'll match with like basically every guy when you're on Bumble, because like you're just there for friends. So you can just spam this to every guy. And then, here's an example screenshot of me meeting a guy. This guy's actually like a friend of mine years later. I can't remember when we became friends. When did I write this article? See, I wrote this article in 2021, but I had already done this ages ago, so I can't remember. Anyway, the point is, I've been friends with this guy for like 4 years, and this is like literally the fucking like this is literally what we wrote to each other. This guy's like my boy. He literally fucking texted me this morning. So this is like a friend that I've made through that. I've made a few friends through Bumble. Meetup.com is also a great website as well. I talk about how to use that. I talk about you can find masculinity groups if you're a guy. You can find like philosophy groups. You can find entrepreneur groups, sports groups, book clubs. Like I talk about how to find people on there. I talk about forums. I talk about making friends through online. I talk about social circle and all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, you can just go read this thing. But I promise that you are not broken. There is nothing wrong with you. It's not like, how can someone like me turn things around? You're not broken, dude. You just haven't made it a priority. You said, I've never had friends growing up. I've been socially isolated for pretty much my whole life. So it just hasn't been a priority for you. In other words, your life was good enough that you didn't have any friends. Like, because if it wasn't good enough, you would have gone and made friends. You would have gone, fuck this, I'm not happy, I need some friends. So there's nothing wrong with you. You just didn't make socializing a priority. And now you've decided socializing is important to me right now. So now you'll go and make some friends. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. And I know that it can feel like you're broken. Again, this comment feels like a copy paste. I'm not saying you did copy paste it, by the way. I hope that's clear. But I'm saying I have read this comment 100 times at this point as a coach, as a content creator. And so that is to say, everything that you're feeling, I promise you other people have felt the exact same way. Mate, I didn't have many friends. I've talked about this a billion times. When I first started my self-improvement stuff around 27 or 28, I had zero friends, literally zero friends. And so everything that I put in this article, this one here of like how to make friends, this is literally how I made friends. I literally had zero friends, literally zero friends. That is not an exaggeration. It's not like, oh, I had a friend, but I'm not really talking to him much. Literally zero friends. All I had in my life was my girlfriend at the time, who it was not a happy relationship. There was some violence in that relationship, and I ended up breaking up with her, and I had nobody after her. It was like, well, that was my one human being that I talked to ever, other than my family who lived like 5,000 miles away, so I never really saw them anyway. So I had zero people in my life. So I did all the stuff that I've listed here. And when I had zero friends in my life, yes, I felt like all of this. I felt all of this, man. I was like, maybe I'm just a bad person. Maybe I'm not interesting. Maybe I'm boring. Maybe I suck. Maybe I'm a loser. Hence the title of my YouTube channel, Kill Your Inner Loser. I literally felt like a piece of shit. I was like, I'm a loser. I have no friends. I must be a loser. So I promise everything you're feeling is normal. There's nothing wrong with you. You just haven't made it a priority to have friends. And as soon as you make it a priority, which it sounds like you're doing right now, you're going to start talking to people. Some of them won't like you. That's okay. I mean, that's beautiful. You don't want everyone in the world to like you. That would be very fucking boring. Some people will think you're okay, and some people will think you're a nice, caring person. They'll think you're entertaining, and they'll think you're the opposite of boring. especially as the more people you talk to, you'll start to build trust, you'll start to open up, you know, you'll start to become more confident just from talking to people. You don't even have to do anything special to be more confident. It's literally just practice. Understand that talking to people is practice. And one more thing that you can do, this video here at the top of the page, if you just search on YouTube for Kill Your Inner Loser, Talk to Everybody, I have this video about talk to everybody, the world is your friend. And I literally talk about how you can start socializing by just talking to people as you go about your day. You know, you're in an elevator with someone, you say, "Hi, how's your day going?" You're walking down the street and you smile at someone. You know, you see a cute dog and you're like, "Oh, your dog is so cute." You know, you give a compliment to a stranger. You're at the grocery store and you just say to the person who's working there, you say, "Hey, how's your day going?" And if you just practice talking to everybody, you start to practice those social skills. So you don't have to go out and make friends. Obviously, I know that's something that's important to you and you're going to do that. But I guess what I'm trying to say is go do that, but you can also practice socializing outside of making friends. Like you can socialize when you go outside. I talk to, like me, Andy, probably, I don't know, it depends on what I'm doing. But if I'm out all day, I might talk to 50 people. And you might be like, how the fuck do you talk to 50 people? It's like, I just say hello to people. I'm like, "Hi, how's your day going?" "Hello, what's up?" "Oh, cute dog." "Oh, I love your shirt." Like, I will just say hello to like 50 or 100 people because I'm practicing those social skills. So I promise there is nothing wrong with you, my friend. There's nothing that you need to like turn things around. You're not like, you know, someone like me. I promise you're not fucked. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just go practice some social skills, man, and you'll be fine. Also, I said man. I don't know if you're a man. You might be a woman, but like, yeah, I'm assuming. Generally speaking, women aren't virgins when they're 26. Generally speaking. There's exceptions to that, but I'm assuming your gender. This is a question that comes up sometimes, so I may as well answer it in a video right now. Darius12637 says, "Hey Andy, what happened to the forum?" He's referring to the forums that I set up and founded something like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. And they used to be called the Kill Your Inner Loser forums. We've renamed them to, fuck, I can't remember what we called them. We called them the Winner Within forums. So we renamed them, and I'm slowly moving that off my domain. So it'll be at like, I don't know, winnerwithin.com or winnerwithinforums.com, something like that. So I'm moving them away from my content. I took my name off them. You know, they're no longer my thing. I set it up 3 years ago, and the forums have sort of transformed and become their own thing, as happens when you set up a community with like 2 or 3 thousand people in it. Unless you sit there and like micromanage it, it's going to become its own thing. And that's what I always wanted, right? I wanted to give birth to a community. And when it then grows outside of maybe some of the philosophies or some of the principles that I, Andy, as the founder, have, then it kind of became its own thing. And for a while, I kind of tried to control it. And I was like, hey, like less negativity, less like ego. Come on, like let's not be combative with women. Like, do we really want to be calling women like bitches and stuff like, hey, come on, that's not like the kill your inner message. And hey, like I don't really like what you're doing over here. And I felt a little bit like it wasn't true to me as a person. You know, I don't want to be the person who's micromanaging what other people say. Because at the end of the day, if someone wants to sit there and call women bitches, then great. I want you to do whatever you want to do. If you want to go around life, you know, maybe not being the kindest, most honest person, great, have at it. It's your fucking life. But I'm not then going to attach my name to that. That's the bit that felt a little bit weird. It's like there were some people, or there are some people on the forums who maybe don't, they're not me, right? Like everybody's their own person. And when you have a forum of 3,000 people, yeah, some of them are not just going to be little Andy clones, which is never what I wanted in the first place. I want all of you, guys and girls, to do whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm basically here to empower you to be the person that you want to be. But if people sort of have different philosophies to me, or something that I don't agree with, or that I personally wouldn't endorse, I don't want to stick my name on that, and for that to be on my forums, under my name, on my domain name, with me as the main administrator. Like that, it got to a point where it's like, I really don't gel with some of this, and I don't know that it needs to have my name on it. So at the end of the day, I've said this a million times. I made a big long post in the forums where I'm like, I want you guys and girls to do whatever the fuck you want to do. I want you to be your own people. I think the forum has just outgrown me. You know, like children outgrow their parents. So I have a lot of love for the people on the forums. I know a lot of you have a lot of love for the forums and the community that we've built. that's going to continue to exist. It's just not going to have my freaking name on it. It's not going to be like Andy endorses all of this and this is on Andy's forum, on Andy's domain name. So it's going to be its own separate thing. The forums will always be there, but yeah, I have a lot of love for the forums. When I first set that up, my God, that was like a big thing for me to set up. Like, it took a lot of effort. It took a lot of time. I was very nervous that no one would want to sign up. I was nervous that I was making this community for nothing, that there wasn't really much of a desire for it and nobody really saw a need for it. But people came in and, I think, like I said, it's at like 3,000 3,000 like members or something in total, which is just utterly insane. That doesn't mean there's 3,000 active members, but it means there's 3,000 people who have made a username and a password and made an account over the lifetime of the forums. So it's definitely grown into something huge. I have nothing but love for everyone on the forums, especially some of the moderator team. I'll say their usernames so you'll probably know who they are, like Mangiolino, Critical, what's his name? Crisis Overcomer. I just know him as his real name. Obviously Cam, obviously Ravi. There's so many people on the forums who've just contributed so much incredible stuff. It's just time for it to be its own thing. Or it's time for me, I guess, to take my name off it. YNKNO says I'm not always good at this, referring to humility. I was talking about, humility is a cheat code and the more humble you can be. Yeah, funnily enough, part of humility is saying I'm not great at humility. Like, I'll be the first person to say I have a big ego sometimes. It's going to sound funny, but I'm humble enough to say I have a big ego sometimes. So yeah, as I said, progress, not perfection. And humility isn't something that's like black or white. It's not like you have to be the most humble person on the entire fucking planet. No, humility is just something nice that seems to help us a lot and leaves us more open to outside information. Like, the more humble you can be, the more you'll listen to feedback and grow and learn, and you won't have a big ego that gets in the way. You won't be defensive when someone tells you something to help you. You'll listen and go, oh, you might be right. Or if someone criticizes you, you might go, that hurts and my ego doesn't want to hear it, but fuck, like, maybe you're right. Maybe I can improve this thing. Thank you for telling me that. So humility can help, but you don't have to be perfectly humble. I'm not. I'm also not perfectly honest. I say this all the time. Honesty, humility, openness, confidence, the ability to do something every day, the ability to take action. All of these things are just skills that we can get a little bit better at. That's why I say progress, not perfection. I don't know how you'd ever be perfectly humble anyway. Maybe if you kill yourself, you'll be perfectly humble. Like, if you don't exist, then sure, you're perfectly humble. Or if you become like Jesus Christ or something, maybe you're perfectly humble, or Buddha or something. But there's very few of us on the planet who become that. I'm not saying it's impossible. You can go for that. But I like to focus on progress, which funnily enough is more humble than going for perfection. Oh my God, this is just like a username that I can't pronounce. So that username says, hi, Andy. Happy New Year, first of all. Thank you so much for the free, useful content. Second thing, a question. If I'm told constantly that I'm a great guy, but no one is buying what I'm offering, is it just a pity lie? Well, I don't know. You're asking me to mind read all of the people. I'll finish your question, then I'll answer it. Am I not looking hard enough? Am I too intense? It's become a problem lately. You're asking me to read the mind of all the people that you're talking to. How could I possibly do that? You're also just a YouTube comment. Like, how can I possibly know what you're offering? Or if it's a pity lie? Or if you're not looking hard enough? I don't know how hard you're looking. Are you too intense? I don't know how intense you are. You're basically asking me for the one definitive answer, as if I'm God or something, but I can't really know that, my friend. So, you're welcome to hit me up for a coaching call, and I can probably give you a little bit more information. You're also welcome to just reply and give a little bit more information of, like, what does looking hard enough mean? Like, what are you even looking for? Like, I don't know what you're looking for, so definitely need more context here, but I can kind of bring it back to the fundamentals. If you're talking about dating, it's improve yourself along the way as you go, and then just talk to as many people as you possibly can so you find the person that likes you, or multiple people that like you. So, I again don't know how hard you're looking or how many people you're talking to, but almost everyone that asks me a question like this, where they're like, man, like, I'm just not finding a partner, or I'm not finding someone to have sex with, or I'm not finding a client or a customer. Almost everyone who asks that question, when I say to them, okay, well, how many people are you talking to each week? They're like, 10. And I'm like, 10, go talk to 100, go talk to 1,000, and then come back and see if you're getting results. So that's going to be my short answer without knowing anything about you. But yeah, you're probably not talking to as many people as you think you are, or as many people as it might take. I've said this a million times, but when having sex was my number one goal, I was talking to probably 500 women a week. By the time I messaged a bunch of girls on all the dating apps, by the time I would go outside and talk to people, like I was probably talking to about 500 girls a week. Now, that doesn't mean I'm juggling 500 conversations, but like I would swipe, I would send a message to 500 girls on dating apps. On dating apps where you can message first, like Hinge, and I used to use OkCupid and Plenty of Fish, where you literally can message first. You can message them. Those apps aren't really around anymore, but you can message preemptively. So I would send like 500 messages a week. So that can give you an idea of the numbers game. Like if you're talking in terms of like content and how many comments of yours I reply to and how much time I spend thinking about coaching all of you, it's probably like, I don't know, 12 or 13 hours, 15 hours a day. It's a lot. It's like the vast majority of my day. If we're talking about peace and love and happiness and, working towards enlightenment and all of those kind of like spirituality and, happiness, God, when that's been my main focus, it's like 15 hours a day, 16 hours a day. So whatever amount of time you're spending on it right now, you don't have to spend 15 hours, but realize that you're probably not doing as much as you might think that you are. And don't take that as a criticism. Don't take that as like feeling guilty, but it's more that there's an opportunity that you can do more. So if you're not happy with results, it's almost always because, or the answer is almost always, just do a little bit more. Whatever amount you're doing right now, do 5 times that. And if that's not working, do 5 times that. And yes, improve yourself along the way, obviously. But like I said, I don't know what you look like. I don't know what you're going for. I don't know if this is dating or friends or business or something else. But I can't really answer your question without more. So you're welcome to reply, or you're welcome to hit me up for one of the $200 coaching calls. But yeah, I would need a little more information. And we'll finish up with this one. Consti91 says, "Hi Andy, I would love to buy your Play to Win ebook. It's a video course and an ebook, my friend, but I don't like to enter credit card details. Is there a chance to also offer PayPal for it? Thanks." So I'm going to try and be gentle with this one, but realize that I have facilitated for all of you all of the answers that I could possibly give you on how to live a happy, peaceful, amazing life full of success, full of all the money you could ever imagine, all of the sex, if that's something that's important to you, that you could ever imagine. I have distilled all of that, everything I've learned over the last 36 years of my life, into a video course / ebook. So first of all, just that right there, think about how much and I'm not saying this to toot my own horn, I'm saying this to prove a point. Think about how much I have put into this video course. I literally cover everything from how to set goals, how to overcome fears and limiting beliefs if you're too afraid to even set goals, how to deal with setbacks, how to deal with failure, how to deal with rejection, how to deal with those doubts. I have talked about how to not move the goalposts, how to actually enjoy your victories and your goals and all of that, so you don't just achieve all of this stuff but feel like it's shallow or meaningless. I've talked about how to connect to other human beings, how to build an amazing life for yourself. I've talked about mental hurdles. I've talked about peace and love. I have talked about all of the mindsets that have helped me. I've given you the secrets to enlightenment. Literally, that is part of what the video course is. And so I've distilled everything I've learned over the last 36 years and everything a million other people have taught me in all of the mysticism books and peace and happiness and success and productivity books that I've read. I've put all of that into a video course. So I've already made it so unbelievably easy for you to win at life. I've already literally mapped out my life's work, my magnum opus, into a video course / ebook. I have then charged you or said you can pay $1 for that with no caveats. You're not signed up for a mailing list. I won't hit you with spam. I won't ask you to sign up for my coaching. There is at the end of the video course, it says, if you would like coaching, here's the link to that. So there's that in there. But I have not required you to enter coaching. I ask nothing from you. It's just use this video course. I literally, even in the video course, at the end of it, say, if you would like to, you are welcome to share this video course with friends or family or someone else for free. Yes, I won't make money on that, but these ideas, I'm not trying to lock them away. You can have these ideas, you can share these ideas. These are not my ideas, these have come from other people. Let's share as much as I possibly can in the universe and help as many people as I possibly can. Think about everything I have done there. And then you've come along, and I'm trying to say this in a gentle way, but you've come along and said, hey, Andy, I realize everything you have just done. You've given me the secrets. They're not secrets, but you've given me the secrets to all of your success, and you've given me the secrets to fucking enlightenment and peace and happiness and how to achieve anything I could ever want and what to do if I feel, just everything that I could ever, every question I could ever have about life. You've distilled it into a video course and a book, and you're charging me $1 for that. But I can't be bothered entering my credit card details. Can you please do more for me for free, for no benefit to you, Andy? Now, under those circumstances, with everything I just said, why would I help you? And please don't take that as me like, I know that sounds very combative, but I'm trying to show you that if you go through life with this mentality of everybody should do everything for me, and even if they do everything for me and distill down everything they've learned in life into a video course and a book that they charge me $1 for with no caveats. I'm not signed up for a mailing list. I'm not going to get harassed. Nothing. I just literally get to have that thing for $1. If I then can't take the effort to enter my credit card details, or hell, you could have literally asked anybody else who's bought the book or the video course and said, bro, can you just give this to me for free? And someone would have gone, yeah, dude, like Andy literally said that's okay. It's at the end of the video course. He literally said that's okay. So here's the fuck. You could have done that. You could have done anything to get this. But instead you've said, I can't be bothered. And so if you go through life with that mentality, I'm telling you right now, you are not going to achieve anything that you want to achieve. Like, I'm telling you this right now, because life is going to give you hurdles. I mean, it's funny, but a big chapter of the video course, which by the way, I released for free on this channel. So half of the video course is even free on this channel already. But I released a free chapter called Every Problem Has a Solution. And you've basically hit the problem and said, Andy, can you just solve my problem for me? I am someone like me, Andy, who's generally speaking going to be pretty kind to all of you. And I'm trying to be kind in this answer. I hope this doesn't come across as unkind. I'm generally speaking going to do a lot for all of you. But this is my cutoff point. This is my breaking point. This is where I'm like, fuck no. Like, why would I set up the option for you to pay PayPal for something that costs $1 if you're just willing to enter your credit card details, which I don't keep. It's not like you're giving away your life secrets or something. And again, you can literally just get half of it for free on my channel anyway, or ask somebody else. And so there's a really good example or a really good story that explains this. There's a guy who's in his house, and there's a really big storm and a really big flood. In fact, let's get big and serious while we explain this. So a guy's in his house and there's a really big flood, and the rain starts to come up and the water starts to hit the bottom of his house. And he goes outside and the water's up to his ankles. And he's a religious man, so he prays to God and he says, God, please save me, God. Like, save my house, save me. About 10 minutes later, a boat comes by. And in the boat are a couple of rescue workers, and they say, hey, jump in, jump in. And the water's up to this guy's knees by this point. And the rescue workers say, jump in the boat, we'll take you to safety. And he goes, no, it's okay. God will save me. And they argue with him a little bit, but he keeps saying, no, it's okay. God will save me. I have faith. So they go, okay. And they leave. The water keeps rising, and the man keeps praying, hey, God, save me. The water gets up to his waist right now, up about here. Another boat comes by, and there's 5 rescue workers in there and a few other people that have been rescued, and they yell at him, jump in, we'll take you to safety. And he says, no, it's okay. God will save me. And they argue, and he keeps saying, no, God will save me. So eventually they leave. And the man prays a little bit more, and the water keeps rising. So now he has to climb onto the roof of his house. And the water keeps rising, and he keeps praying, God, please save me. The water rises up to about his shoulders as he stands on the top of his house. And a helicopter comes flying by, and they drop down a little ladder. And the man has a megaphone. The helicopter pilot has a megaphone, and he yells out, climb the ladder. We will take you to safety. And the man looks up and yells up, I will be okay. God will save me. And the helicopter stays there for about 5-10 minutes. The water keeps rising. And eventually they give up and they leave. The water keeps rising and the man drowns. He goes up to heaven and he's there at the pearly gates and St. Peter is standing there. St. Peter says, "Welcome, my son." And the guy's just really confused and kind of sad. And he says to St. Peter, I don't understand. I've spent my life being religious. I've given myself to servitude for God. I've done everything that you asked of me. Why didn't God save me? And St. Peter kind of scratches his head a little bit and he goes, I don't understand. We sent 2 boats and a helicopter. And that, my friend, might be kind of what you're doing here. I sent you everything I possibly could. I wrote down everything in video form and ebook form, everything I've learned over the last 36 years of my life. Everything, every question you could ever have about success, about happiness, about peace, about gratitude, about mindfulness, about enlightenment, about friends, about goals, about losing weight, sex, money, fame, anything that you could ever want, and how to enjoy those things in a way that adds value to the rest of the world, and how to deal with all the setbacks that you might have along the way, and how to deal with your own mind and evolve all of that. I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. The question is, my friend, are you going to take them? Or are you going to ask other people to continue to do the work for you? At some point, you might have to step up to the plate and jump on that boat or take that helicopter ride. That does require a leap of faith. It requires some effort. And not everybody is going to do things for you. If you stumble at this very first hurdle, and to be very clear, you don't need my video course to be happy with the rest of your life. There's a million other pieces of information and courses and stuff out there for free that you could use, most of my channel. But if you stumble this hard over a $1 video course, you're going to hit a lot more hurdles on your quest for whatever it is that you might want: money, fame, sex, a relationship, marriage, kids, happiness, peace, not living a life of regrets, whatever it might be that you want. You're going to hit a hell of a lot more moments that might require you to do something that you're a little bit uncomfortable with. And again, you don't have to enter your fucking credit card details. That's not the point. I don't want you to give me money if you don't want to give me money. If you're uncomfortable, don't. But you've hit such a hurdle when there are 2 life rafts and a helicopter trying to be given to you. And if you stumble like this, life is going to give you a lot more stumbles. I hope this was helpful. I hope this didn't come across as me telling you that, you're stupid for not buying my video course. Don't buy my video course if you don't want to, but take those boats that are offered to you. Take those helicopter rides that are offered to you. Overcome those hurdles. Don't just ask other people, which is what you're asking me to do here. You're saying, Andy, can you please fix this problem for me? Andy, can you just take PayPal payments? Why would I take a PayPal payment for $1? Is it worth me going out of my way for effort? And obviously I've done this video here today because I'm trying to make a greater point to you. But is it worth me putting in effort to take a $1 payment? Why would I do that? So we could have a big discussion about giving value. In this statement, you've given me no value. So why would I help you? Why would I give you something essentially for free? So there's a whole discussion there that we could have about giving value to other people, helping other people, making it easy for other people to help you, taking action first before just asking other people to do it for you. But all of this is not to criticize you, my friend. Maybe it comes across like that, but that's definitely not my intention. I'm trying to, in a gentle way, slap you and wake you up to reality, and reality may give you quite a few challenges. And if you ask other people to just fix them for no reason other than because you asked them to, like why would I help you? Why would I go out of my way to an effort here to help you with this? For what? So that I can feel good? There's a lot more people that I can put my time and effort into helping who've shown that they will take action, and bigger action. I will help them instead. So all of this is to make a big, great point, which is, my friend, solve this problem for yourself. Either enter the credit card details or don't. Change your life or change it some other way, or go and get this for free from someone else. I mean, fuck, man, you could even write a comment and say, can someone give me the fucking video course for free? But why would I, Andy, implement PayPal for you, just for you, so that I could earn $1. That's not really worth my time. So you might even find if you ask a bunch of people and say, can I have the video calls for free? They might be like, why the fuck would I do that? Why would I go out of my effort to help you? So we could have a separate discussion there about giving value to other people's lives and making it easy for them to help you and all of that kind of stuff. But I think I've made the point there, my friend. All of this comes across with love. If it doesn't come across like that, that's okay. But that is my intention. As always, ladies and gentlemen, go out there, crush those goals. And hey, we made it 50 minutes into a video when I am freaking dying. I'm going to go lay on the couch. Hope you all have an amazing, amazing day. And jump in those fucking boats and grab those goddamn helicopters when they are offered to you. Because life doesn't necessarily offer you a whole lot of fucking boats and helicopters. Just like the analogy that I gave, we sent 2 boats and a helicopter. What the fuck more do you want? So grab those helicopters, grab those opportunities. Don't let them just pass you by. You fucking got this.